Hey y'all, so I just got back from my follow-up visit from my doctor, and this is a follow-up from my visit 2 weeks ago when I went for my initial physical and getting blood work done. So there were a few things that were discussed that we were going to check and then talk about it today. And that's what I'm going to share with you. I would love for you to know what's going on internally so that you can see how the blood type O diet is going for me and the blood type diet in general, because a lot of you watching are not blood type O. There's A, blood type B, and blood type AB, but eating according to your blood type will level out everything for you. For me, it's blood type O diet. So let's get started. So I got my blood work information back, and in the online portal, it said that basically everything was in range except for one thing was 1 point out of range, and that is actually my red blood cell count. She said it was the count. I thought it was the size of the blood cells because that's what it said, or maybe I read it wrong. But she wasn't concerned either way, and she said that it's probably because maybe I'm not drinking enough water. That usually happens when a person is dehydrated. So she said, just drink more water. I mean, it's summertime, and I'm usually drinking like a hibiscus tea or passion tea from Starbucks, or I like to mix the green tea with the passion tea, and I drink that. I honestly don't like water. I know it's crazy, but it's essential. So I will drink more water. I'll be more mindful. I'll put lemon in it. That's what I'll do because I love seltzer water with lemon. That's just gives me a little bit of flavor because water is just so bland. I like flavor. So I will drink more water to balance that out. And hopefully when I go back, she said come back in 3 months, but I'm like, we're both saying it's no big deal. She's saying it's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. And I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna worry about it. And then she's like, you want to come back in 3 months and do your blood work? I know that I'm going to be teaching in 3 months. School year starts back up, and the schedule's going to be tight. They open till 4:30. I don't feel like taking a day off. And writing sub plans and doing all of that stuff. So I said, why don't I just come back in a year if it's no big deal? I just start drinking more water, and I'll see you next summer. So that is what she agreed to. She also checked for autoimmune possible disease in my blood work, and she said all of the factors and the markers that would give an idea that there might be an autoimmune creeping up were normal. So she's not concerned because I was telling her that my neck and my shoulder were bothering me and my lower back. And she said that she wanted to test for autoimmune rheumatoid arthritis. So I was like, I don't think I got that. Who knows? Who knows? But thankfully it came back as all of those markers being in the normal range. So on the day that I went to my initial visit, I was having some stomach trouble. Like I felt nauseous. I didn't know what was going on. And so they asked the question, like the nurse and the doctor asked the question, like, how do you feel today? So I just said, yeah, I'm having some stomach trouble. And when I thought back on it, like I had been eating a lot of carbs that past weekend because I saw her on a Monday, and I had just celebrated my sister's birthday with her, and I had been eating more carbs than normal, drinking more alcohol than normal. The alcohol that I drink is red wine because that's the only allowed alcohol for blood type O's. And so the next day I was feeling ilky, and I told her, and she wanted to test me for H. pylori, which is a gut ulcer issue for it's actually a parasite. She wanted to test me for that. Or it is either a parasite or a bacterial imbalance in the gut for type O's. Type O's are the main people who experience H. pylori, actually, based on Dr. D'Adamo's book, Eat Right for Your Blood Type. And so I did that. That ended up being a stool sample. Um, sometimes it gets there. I did it and came back negative, thankfully, because I went through a lot of coming to terms with having to do that. Thankfully, it came back negative. I don't gotta do that again. Next were some referrals that she prescribed for me. So these referrals are based on previous issues that I was dealing with before I started the blood type diet, and still lingering on. So the first thing she referred to me was the ear, nose, and throat doctor, because she looked in my ear and she said, your ear is pretty much completely clogged up. And I believe that because sometimes I have a hard time hearing people. And this ear was giving me trouble a couple years ago, where I remember I was working at Amazon, and one night everybody was asking to go home, and I just do not know why, because I know I really need to go home. People were asking to go home all the time, and you would be able to tell when somebody was like messing around and didn't really have an emergency. I had an emergency. I was like this, where my ear was just like stopping me from working. I had to stop and experience the pain that was going on in my ear. And I was like, I gotta go. So I remember that day, and I actually did get to go home, thankfully, and just ear clogged up, not being able to hear. So I remember last night when I went out, I'm like hearing probably 75% of the volume that everybody else is hearing. We had a club type of scene, atmosphere, and the volume is low for me because this ear is clogged up. And she gave me eardrops, and before then I could hear. Now I'm like hearing less than before she gave me the eardrops. I don't know why. So, and also the eardrops kind of just made me feel achy in this area. I don't know why. And I told her that today. She'd be like, it's supposed to make you feel better. So, she asked me if I had scheduled my ear, nose, and throat appointment, and I had not. Working on it. So I'm probably going to get that done this week. Schedule me an appointment with the ear, nose, and throat doctor. So besides my ear, the inside of my mouth on this side is like jacked up. It's like, it's not smooth. It's a little jagged, and I end up, and it's also swollen. Yes, it's swollen inside. It can be swollen sometimes, and when I eat, when it's swollen, it will. I'll bite on it. Oh my God, yo, that's some pain right there. Woo! So my ear, that I would feel whenever I would do like a new diet or a detox, I would feel my lymph nodes under here swell up, and it would be like painful, even to the point where my throat is hurting on this side. My whole right side, something is going on. Something is going on, and I need to get to the bottom of it. And I've been trying to get to the bottom of it my whole adulthood, pretty much, because my shoulder started hurting when I was in high school. I just like popped my shoulder just now. My shoulder was giving me problems in high school, and where to the point where I had to take breaks from typing, from writing, because my arm would get like irritated, my shoulder would hurt. And then as time went on, as I got older, my arm was getting numb, my hand was getting numb, my leg was getting numb, and I was also feeling pain in my lower back, only on the right side. Like I said, my right side. My foot, I remember one time I thought I had sciatica in my back. Let's make sure I say that. And then I remember one time I was at work. I work as a teacher in a school, and I had to take myself to the nurse because I could barely feel my leg. My leg was numb. I'm like, I don't even know how I'm taking a step because I don't even feel it. I don't even know how I got down here. So I got to the nurse office, and I told her that my leg was numb. and she can't really do anything. She said I probably have a pinched nerve in my lower back, which is making my leg and my foot feel that way. It went away, and then I just like was really like once again still in the hunt for what should I be eating, what should I be doing, what are the natural ways to heal myself, because I'm not feeling like a doctor is going to help me. Now I have faith and hope that a doctor can help me get to the bottom of why I'm experiencing what I'm experiencing. Because this is like, I don't hear anybody talking about the whole right side of them hurt. What is like that? Nobody talks about that. And even when I mentioned it to my doctor today, and the last time, it wasn't something that she was like, oh, it's this. She thought it was an autoimmune disease, rheumatoid arthritis, but it came back as not being that. So what is it? So that's that. Yeah, also, I have a referral to a gastroenterologist. So a couple years ago, probably like 5 years ago, I went to get a colonoscopy from a gastroenterologist, and they said that I had an inflamed colon and to start taking probiotics and just get the probiotics in your gut. Get them in there. Kefir, yogurt, probiotics. And so, but he didn't tell me to stop eating gluten. He told me to eat bread. Like after my procedure, he said, eat a small meal, maybe some bread, some crackers, and some soup. Okay? I can't eat that. I knew already when I saw him that I shouldn't be eating gluten or anything with wheat in it because it has gluten. And so I heard him, and I'm like, all right. And I'm like, I ain't eat that because it's going to bother me. And I'll be right back in here saying I got a problem. So right now, I want to go back and get a colonoscopy again because, like I said, in this area on my right side in the front, my abdomen, I'm feeling like pressure and gurgling sometimes, especially after my cycle, my menstrual cycle. So I don't know what it is. I need somebody to tell me who's a specialist. One more referral is to an allergist. I told my doctor that I'm allergic to these foods, gluten, lactose, which is in milk, the sugar in milk, and gluten is the protein in wheat. And I'm like, this is why I'm eating more restrictively because things bother me when I eat them. So she's like, do you want to see an allergist? I'm like, all right, sure. We'll see what the allergist has to say, and they're probably going to confirm what I already know. So I'm excited to see that information. Those are my updates for my follow-up visit to the doctor, and I'll be keeping you updated on how these referrals go. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, leave them below in the comments, and or email me at support@bloodtypelife.com, and we can talk about it. Also, get my starter kit for the blood type diet, whatever your blood type is. If you don't know what your blood type is, I have a general one, and I guide you to finding out what your blood type is. So grab that, linked in the description also, and I will see you soon. Bye.